things can set me off, and I'm not usually as a person. I try to be real chill, but especially on social, there are a lot of just words here and words there that really set me off, and I really push myself to like take that context. So, to your point,
Mhm.
Shay, like I would not, and again, this is from my perspective, when asking for a bunch of women's opinions, I would never use female. When I'm talking about, hey, you to me as a human being conversating, I'd use ladies, I use women, right?
Right, but I think that's because you yourself would be kind of thrown off by the word. That's like
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
if a
Mhm.
person say, "Hey, what's up, black man?" A person
Mm-hmm.
might get offended by that, but then you
Absolutely.
have another person who might be like, "Yeah, black man, that is me. I'm a black man."
But
So
no,
I
no,
Yep.
think
no. I'm just
everybody's
a
just
man though.
different.
I'm just a man
Mm-hmm.
though.
Right?
Right, that's how
Exactly.
they would say. Yeah, I'm
That's where
not
the
a black
sensitivity
man. I'm a
comes
man.
in. That's where the sensitivity comes in, right? Because
Mhm.
everybody's journey is different. How everybody wants to be seen and how they show up and how they want to be heard is different. And there are going to be times where you don't mean to, you're gonna offend somebody. You're gonna
Definitely,
trigger somebody.
definitely.
Going to
And
offend
All day,
it's
every
somebody.
day.
okay, but how do you ride that, right?
All
It's
day.
how you get through that, right? That that is the matter, is the thing that matters, right?
Yep.
Like that's it. Like as a human being, can you recognize, ooh, this person was offended? Like you said, you could see how they could be offended, but like for you, it's not offensive. And hey, let's talk it through. And I think that that's the right way to go. It's so hard to do that on social because like the response came back of like, nope, I already know everything I need to know
As,
about you. Peace and love. Have your day,
exactly.
right? That's a person
Exactly.
that doesn't want to
Right.
have a conversation.
Mhm.
That's a person that isn't open because, and I don't know what their walk was, but they have been hurt somehow, and they are just like, boundary done.
Right. We know more about that person with how they responded more than she knows about you.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I'm
You know
also
Absolutely.
I'm
about.
also insinuating
Mm,
that you call her an unstable creature too. No, no, I'm just joking.
Who?
I'm just joking. You, Rochelle, you call
Absolutely not. I don't know
Shonda.
people's lives.
Shonda is an
I'm
unstable creature. I'm just
absolutely
joking. I'm
not.
just
Those
joking.
are not words that came out my mouth.
Shonda, I'm just joking. If you ever listen to this, which I'm quite sure you're probably going to come across the post, is in the group. But this, okay, before I say what I'm about to say, is that with me, like again, I take nothing offensive. Nothing. You can say anything. You can even say something about my mama, my kids, blah blah blah. As long as you're not doing anything physical, hey, go on and continue to be the nigga that you are, or at least the nigga that you're being right now. In that case, but me, when I choose to have a conversation with someone, even if I have my assumptions of you, or even if I know you, all that is thrown out the window. I still have my assumptions, or as we like to say, cautionaries, but I don't spew them out. I just let you prove me right or wrong, depending on how far the prove the right is. You might get capped on. So,
Right.
but that being said, when I choose to have a conversation with somebody, I trust that person is not saying anything to intentionally hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
Intentionally hurt me. Like again, I'm not in control of your triggers. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's all you. I don't know you. I don't know you to be control of your triggers. That being said,
Actually, I would disagree. I would say people, I think other people are in control of other people's truth.
or creating.
I think, but this is what I mean by I am not control of your triggers. Is that I don't know you to
Mm-hmm.
be.
Right.
I don't. I
Now,
don't. I
I
don't.
should be in control of your triggers, but it seems like that's how it is, though.
I think that's another way of saying anybody can control your emotions. They got you. I think that's another way of saying that. But
Yeah.
but what I mean by that
Mm-hmm.
is like Cav. I know you.
Right.
You know that I'm not a mean person. So if I say anything that's possibly mean, you can either let me know about that, or you could chuck it up as this cat joking right now.
Right. I would think you were joking or something.
As that, because you know me more so it'll be a joke. But at the same time of me knowing you, I would take in consideration of your triggers that I know of you. So that's
Right.
that's what I mean by I'm not controlling your triggers, and I don't know you to even care about your triggers. So I'm not saying anything intentionally to hurt you. But if I am making you uncomfortable, that's why I say probably an uncomfortable conversation. I had this conversation several times, and I don't mind keep saying it because I think a lot of people could benefit from this. Is that when I say look for somebody to have probably uncomfortable conversation, and if you're asking, you're already uncomfortable, I do mean that last part. Like if you're asking what it is, I think you're already uncomfortable and not ready and not open to every conversation, and or you're not open. I don't want to use the word open. I don't want to say you're open to having your feelings hurt, but you're not ready. You're not prepared yourself emotionally to
For
probably
whatever might come your way.
exactly to probably have your feelings hurt from a stranger who doesn't know anything about you to actually hurt your feelings.
Right.
So that's what I
you.
mean by when I choose to have a conversation. Like this is Coach Terry's this is fourth time being on here, fourth, fifth.
Yes.
Even though I still don't know her outside of the conversations, like I don't know her personally. All that other stuff is just, hey, we just had some dope conversations, and now here is a new conversation, and all that other stuff. I'll take in consideration if it was something that came upon us that kind of got you, not really feeling it. But if I do, please let me know because we don't have to talk about it. You don't have to make anybody uncomfortable on purpose. There's no need for that. I'm not trying to make you uncomfortable on purpose.
But Donnie, that's the purpose of your podcast.
It is.
So if you're easily offended,
Mm-hmm.
do not come on this podcast talking about whatever talks, because it's whatever.
Don't come on this podcast acting like on your show, oh shoot, man, we be talking the real. We be keeping the real on my show, but then when I say, hey, use a nigga about this, oh
yeah, you and your feelings. Yeah,
exactly.
so,
I didn't know you was an actual nigga, but hey, I guess you are a nigga then.
mm-hmm.
You identify as a nigga now then.
Going back to like the female, using the term female and woman, like you can kind of tell from a person based off of the language or the word they use in real life, in like the real world. If they're going around, they're white and they're calling you a nigger, like okay, if they're like or their culture or where they live, like there's like yes, it is very true that like language is very powerful, obviously, but I feel like a key word that was brought up earlier was sensitivity. You could be a sensitive person. I'm a sensitive person too, but people also attach it with like victimizing themselves, especially in this fake world of social media, which is so sad that it's so powerful. Where like for you to go out of your way to make the comment, like you can be having a bad day, I get it and everything like that, but like to go and be like on a post to say, no, you mean like women. It's just like, okay, like what is the reaction to that? Like you're going, but people are really going out their way on social media to attach themselves to things that has no one, like has nothing to do with them, or like it's not attacking. Although like there is things out there that could be offensive, could be attacking you, but mute it, delete it, unfollow it, like so like going out of your way. It's very sad of how important and how intense like social media is for us nowadays, that we think that's the new world and like like I don't know, but
see, this is why you one of my favorite reoccurring guests, because how young you are and saying what you just said,
and you get it.
Thank you.
But adding to what you said, yes, you can make the assumption that most likely would probably be right by in the real world witnessing people, hey, female, come here, cross the servant woman. Could you get me? Yeah, you can make the assumption that this nigga is probably an actual nigga. Right? Like, so, but going off the contest, and again, for the ones who know me, who seen the post, like Coach Terri, who didn't get offended from the word female, it was like, hey, I'm there, I'm there. I had reached out, like, girl, I was gonna reach out to you personally.
Anyway.
Anyway, like, yeah, but before we move on, to make Shonda feel better, I have some definitions of some words here. The word woman, by definition, is an adult female. Same thing. By definition, it's an adult female. Now, this portion of the definitions could be one of those things where we say, hey, man, you're just using things to try to fit your criteria or try to fit where you coming from. Probably, but I'm just making fun because the word woe in woman means without. It's abbreviation for without, basically nothing. The FE in female is the scientific component for iron, which is also figuratively used sometimes as strength, meant for strength. So, which one you want to be? Without,
A woman or
without,
strength.
or strength? You freaking female.
So basically, do some research before you get all bent out of shape.
Hey, and that's all it really takes because nobody wants to read outside of posts. And you don't even want to click the link that the post comes with. You would rather just read the post or the headline of the post and just say, hey, I know what type of person you is. You a person that don't like women, that only play with females. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'll be that.
I will never I think Shay made a great point. I will never understand on social media why people, if they're offended by something or don't agree with something, why they can't just keep freaking strolling. Just or unfollow that person so that you can't see their posts anymore if they've offended you. But why? I would love to know the psychological background of why you feel like you have this superior attitude that you have to put your opinion on something. And why the
some
fuck
people
do
like
you
to
think
be offended.
anybody care about what the fuck you think?
What you said and what Cav said.
People like to be offended.
Yes. I think some of it, I want to say a little bit more than some of it plays in the self-hate department.
Yeah.
Like, we self-hate a lot more than what we think that we self-hate. And the sad thing about that, I think that we don't even bother looking into that, period, just that alone. And so we continue to grow into this Shonda. We continue to grow into this self-hated person, and just something caught interest for you to say that versus it just being something I want to hate on. I think you wanted to be a part of this in some way, shape, or form, but you want to play the hardcore role. I don't need conversation. I don't want conversation. I don't whatever it is. But if you watch this person, then you can see how probably a conversation can probably go. Like Rochelle said earlier, the word female triggers a little something in her. I think that she doesn't like know that I'm coming from a mean spirit here. I'm just was saying something because I really wasn't. I just said word female versus woman. Like woman